Have you ever felt a fear without knowing what it is? Deep inside your mind, fears you can't name are waiting. Let's uncover the 10 greatest fears of the human soul. Change, it's something we say we want, but deep down, we fear it the most. About 33% of adults experience anxiety. When faced with change, whether it's moving, changing jobs, or altering their lifestyle, this fear is more common in women, who often seek stability in family and home. Our brain craves comfort and predictability. When we face change, it triggers our fight or flight response. To overcome it, start small. One habit at a time. These tiny creatures, though small, can make our hearts race and our bodies freeze. Around 12% of the population suffers from this phobia, with women being affected more than men. This fear stems from evolutionary survival mechanisms. Our ancestors learned to avoid venomous creatures to stay alive. To overcome this fear, exposure therapy, from images to real-life encounters, can help reduce the anxiety. Darkness isn't the true enemy, it's the things we can't see hiding within it. Around 75% of children experience a fear of the dark, and about 1 in 10 adults still carry that fear. In the dark, our brains fill in the gaps, imagining what we can't see. As we grow older, we start to understand that there is nothing in the darkness, but sometimes the fear lingers. Standing at great heights doesn't just make us fear falling, it makes us fear losing control. Approximately 5% of the population suffers from acrophobia, and women tend to experience it more than men. This fear dates back to survival instincts. Our ancestors needed to avoid dangerous heights to stay safe. Gradual exposure to heights can help individuals face their fears and regain control. Public speaking isn't just about delivering words. It's about facing judgment from everyone in the room. Around 77% of adults experience anxiety when speaking in front of a crowd. Women tend to worry more about their appearance, while men fear being judged for their abilities. To overcome this fear, practice breathing techniques, and focusing on the message, not the audience, can help calm nerves. Rejection doesn't just hurt emotionally. It's a blow to our sense of belonging. 40 to 50% of adults fear being rejected in social or professional settings. This fear dates back to our evolutionary need to stay within the group to survive. Facing rejection in small doses, learning to embrace it, and recognizing it doesn't define us can help reduce its power. Failure doesn't stop us, the fear of it does. Around 70% of adults have a fear of failure, especially when faced with new challenges. This fear can paralyze us, but overcoming it requires seeing failure as a learning opportunity, not a defeat. Breaking down tasks into smaller, manageable steps helps build confidence and reduce the fear of failing. For some, the scariest thing isn't what's outside. It's what happens inside. A sudden panic, a breakdown, a moment where your mind no longer listens to you. This fear is common among those with anxiety and OCD. The idea of embarrassing yourself, hurting others, or doing something irrational feels terrifying. To ease it, breathe, ground yourself, and remind your mind you are still in control. What if none of this matters? You wake up, you work, you sleep, then you do it all again. And one day you ask yourself, what's the point of all this? This fear grows silently in long nights and quiet days and the pause between moments. It's the fear that your life has no purpose, that your name will fade, that you'll leave nothing behind. This fear is more common than you think, especially among people in their 20s to 40s, often in high-pressure, disconnected lives. But here's the truth, you don't find meaning. You create it moment by moment. Sometimes meaning is building a family. Sometimes it's planting a tree. Sometimes it's simply staying alive one more day, even in emptiness. There's space to begin again. Facts. Studies show existential fears peak during life transitions, after graduation, job loss, divorce, or aging. Over 60% of adults report questioning the purpose of their lives at least once a month. Journaling, helping others, and small acts of creativity are shown to reduce this fear over time. The final unknown, the silence after everything ends. Nearly every fear, pain, loss, darkness leads back to this one. Fear of death isn't just about dying. It's about leaving life unfinished. We fear the moment we vanish, the people we leave behind, and the things we'll never do. But maybe it's not about fearing the end, but living so fully we're not afraid of it anymore. Fact: thanatophobia affects 1 in 5 adults, often stronger between ages 30 to 50, especially among parents. Fears are not signs of weakness. They're shadows, reflections of what matters to us most. Face them, not to erase them, but to grow stronger beside them. Because in the end, the bravest thing we can do is to keep walking forward, even when the fear follows.